Hi there, welcome to my channel. I'm Arman Ahmad. Today in this video, I want to talk about an important event in the US. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the US Supreme Court Justice, unfortunately passed away recently. There's now a debate over whether Donald Trump should use his constitutional power and appoint a new justice immediately or wait for the election and give this chance to whoever wins. There was a similar debate back in 2016 when Justice Antonin Scalia died 9 months before the election. Barack Obama did not nominate a new justice then and left the decision to the next president. Surprisingly, it was Donald Trump who won the election that year and later appointed a conservative to the Supreme Court. So now, lots of people are arguing on whether Donald Trump should postpone the nominance after the election. This is where the argument begins. In this video, I would like to share my opinion and explain to you what is actually going on this case. First, let's start with America's federal system. There are 3 main organs: the President and his administration, the Congress, and the federal judiciary. They work on the basis of checks and balances. The Congress can make laws, the President can veto the laws, and the Supreme Court can declare the laws unconstitutional and invalidate them. The Congress can override the President's veto with a 2/3 majority or impeach the President or Justice. It's a highly interactive system, and whenever there is a dispute, there is always a backup solution for it. The justice is appointed for life, but he or she can choose to resign or may be impeached. When the vacancy opens, the president can appoint a replacement with support from Senate. Until now, Donald Trump has already appointed 2 justices in his term and will be doing this for a 3rd time now. But the 3rd time is different from the rest. As I said earlier, in 2016, even when Obama had a chance, he did not choose a new justice. But no one was expecting a close competition in the election back then. We know that Donald Trump won by luck since the actual number of voters were more for Hillary Clinton, but the system of counting votes just works differently. Anyway, the Obama administration saw no risk and decided to leave the choice to Hillary Clinton when they feel she would win the election. Today, Donald Trump is in a different situation. The competition between him and Joe Biden is pretty harsh, and there could be a dispute over the results, just as in the year 2000. Let's take a look at what happened back in 2000. George W. Bush and Al Gore were contesting the presidential election. The results of Florida were not clear. Florida's Supreme Court had ordered a recount of the results, but Bush took the matter to the federal Supreme Court. It overturned the lower court's decision with a 5-4 rule that favored Bush. Think about it. If this case had been a 4-4 rule instead, the lower court's ruling would have been prevailed. But this is not a fair route of appeal. There would have been questions about whether the decision was fair or not. Without the federal Supreme Court's solid decision, the situation would have been worsened. If such a time occurs in 2020, now, it would be a disastrous moment. The Chief Justice John Roberts is a conservative, but he has sided with the liberals on the bench before. This is because he doesn't let his personal ideology interfere with his duty. Roberts is what one calls a swing justice, and because of this, we can actually expect a 4-4 tie. There's another option to work out such disputes. The Congress has the power to try electoral issues. But this will not effectively work then because the contest between Democrats and Republicans exists there too. Such a state of confusion will be bad for the democracy, especially when the situation is already tense. And if Donald Trump does not nominate a justice now, there will be a political uncertainty, and it will definitely affect both the liberals and conservatives in a very bad way. If we look at the big picture, there's nothing wrong with Trump nominating a justice now. After all, he is still the president and he has the constitutional power to do so. If the process of floor and committee votes and the public hearings in the Senate happens, then it will be a fair nomination too. From a purely political perspective, there is no reason for the GOP to stay away from choosing a justice. And if Trump wishes, he can choose Barbara Lagoa or John Lewis Larson instead of conservative Amy Coney Barrett. If this happens, the Democrats may come down. But leaving the seat vacant till the next president comes to the power would be an idiotic decision. A quick nomination is definitely the best way forward. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, please leave it below, and I expect to see you in the next episode.